In the city of Ur, ancient and proud, where towers reached the sky and idols stood tall, a man named Abram lived with his wife Sarai. They were a wealthy couple by the world's standards. Their tents were large, their animals many, their name respected. But there was a void in their lives. They had no child, and above all the gods worshipped by men in that land, Abram heard the voice of a different God, a living God, unseen yet real, who called him not by fear but by promise. One day, that voice came clearly. "Leave your country, your people, and your father's household. Go to the land I will show you. I will make you into a great nation. I will bless you. Through you, all nations on earth will be blessed." Abram believed. He was 75 years old, yet he packed his things. He took Sarai, his nephew Lot, and all their servants and flocks. He left behind the comfort of Ur for a place he had never seen. Step by step, through dry lands and wide skies, he journeyed toward the unknown. When he arrived in Canaan, God appeared again. "To your descendants I will give this land." But there was one problem. Abram had no descendants. Still, he built an altar there and worshipped. Famine struck the land. Abram traveled to Egypt for survival, but fear gripped him. Sarai was beautiful, even in old age. Afraid the Egyptians would kill him to take her, he told them she was his sister. Pharaoh took her into his palace, but plagues struck Pharaoh's house, and truth came out. Abram was rebuked but spared. God protected him, even in his weakness. Back in Canaan, Abram and Lot grew too wealthy to live side by side. Their herdsmen argued. Abram, seeking peace, let Lot choose first. Lot chose the green, watered plains of Sodom. Abram remained in the hills of Hebron. Then God spoke again. "Lift up your eyes, look north, south, east and west. All the land you see I will give to you and your offspring forever. Your descendants will be like the dust of the earth." Time passed. Kings rose and warred. Lot was captured. Abram gathered trained men and went to battle. With courage and God's favor, he rescued Lot and returned safely. A mysterious priest named Melchizedek blessed him, and Abram gave him a tenth of all. Still childless, Abram cried to God, "What can you give me, since I remain without a child?" God took him outside. "Look at the sky, count the stars, so shall your offspring be." Abram believed God, and it was counted to him as righteousness. Years passed. Sarai grew bitter. She offered her maidservant Hagar to Abram. Hagar bore a son, Ishmael. But strife grew in the household. When Abram was 99, God appeared again. "I am God Almighty. Walk before me faithfully. I will make my covenant with you. You will be the father of many nations. Your name will no longer be Abram, but Abraham. And Sarai will be called Sarah. I will bless her, and she will bear you a son." Abraham laughed. Sarah too laughed in disbelief. But God asked, "Is anything too hard for the Lord?" 3 strangers came to their tent under the great oaks of Mamre. Abraham welcomed them with food and water. They spoke with divine authority. "By this time next year, Sarah will have a son." Then they turned toward Sodom. Its sin was great. God revealed to Abraham that judgment was near. Abraham pleaded, "Will you sweep away the righteous with the wicked? What if 50 are found? 40? 30? 20? 10? God listened. But Sodom's wickedness was deep. Only Lot and his daughters escaped. Fire fell from heaven. Abraham watched from afar, silent. At last, the promise came true. Sarah bore a son. Abraham named him Isaac, meaning laughter. But the greatest test was still to come. One day God called to Abraham again. "Take your son, your only son Isaac, whom you love, and go to the land of Moriah. There, offer him as a burnt offering." Abraham's heart trembled, yet he obeyed. He rose early, saddled his donkey, and took Isaac, 2 servants, and wood for the fire. For 3 days they traveled. On the 3rd day he saw the mountain. He told the servants, "Stay here, we will go and worship, and we will return." Isaac carried the wood. Abraham carried the fire and knife. As they climbed, Isaac asked, "Father, where is the lamb?" Abraham replied, "God will provide." On the mountain, Abraham built an altar. He laid the wood. He bound Isaac, his only son, and laid him on the altar. Then he lifted the knife. "Abraham, Abraham!" The angel of the Lord called out, "Here I am." Abraham replied, "Do not lay a hand on the boy. Now I know that you fear God, since you have not withheld your only son." Abraham looked up. A ram was caught in the thicket. He sacrificed it instead. He named the place Jehovah-Jireh, the Lord will provide. God blessed Abraham again. Through your seed, all nations will be blessed, because you obeyed my voice. Abraham returned home. He lived to see Isaac grow. Sarah passed away and was buried in a cave in Hebron. Before Abraham died, he sent his servant to find a wife for Isaac. Rebekah was chosen, kind and full of faith. Abraham died at the age of 100. He was buried beside Sarah. His life was full of trials, faith, covenant, and promise. He had become the father of many nations, a friend of God, and a name remembered forever.